No.
Was that cool?
No. Definitely not. By the way, you look hot.
Thank you.
There and there.
Thank you. As promised last week, we're doing a Q&A. Q&A.
Q&A.
Not gonna lie, I thought I lost the questions,
Yeah.
but I got them again. I got a new phone case.
It's cute and it feels soft.
It's very soft.
Yeah.
So,
Small.
should we just jump into the questions?
I don't know. I don't feel like you should leap right in. Head
That's what
first.
people are here for. My bra strap's falling. The first one. Where did you guys meet? And this question actually says from Hong Kong, which is, if you don't believe me, like it actually says like, wait, where is it? From Hong Kong.
How does somebody find you from Hong Kong?
I don't actually know. That's fine. Let's answer it. How did we meet? For the
That's
people
crazy.
who don't know, or if you're new around here, or whatever, or you've been living under a rock, we met on a cruise ship. Nikki was singing on a cruise ship in Florida, Tampa, Florida. Like it docked in Tampa, Florida, and then would go out and then come back and then go out and come back.
Yeah.
And I went on a girls' holiday and I met him the last night of the cruise, and then we started dating, and then I booked back on the cruise, and then
Saying to me that she booked before she met me, but it's a lie. She booked back on to see me.
just to
That's
see
good.
that ugly face.
Thank you. I said that.
So anyways, yeah, and then we met the last night cruise. We did long distance for like 2 years, and then
We get married 2 years
one day
ago.
one time he was in Florida, and I was basically like, we are never saying goodbye again. That was
I
like,
was going home, flying home, and Brandy was lying in her bed, woke up saying, I don't want to say bye, and booked to go on my flight home with me.
wait, this wasn't just like a one-way decision. Like we talked about
No,
this.
of course we spoke about it, but she was like, I don't want you to leave, and obviously I had to come back here and work. Brandy did her own work. Remember it? You just booked it.
We were in bed.
We
and I
were
was
still in
like-
bed,
I'm booking it.
and everybody thought like, you are just crazy.
We were crazy, but
We were crazy.
crazy in love.
But look at us now, do you know what I mean? I think like everyone is so happy for us, and so, like everyone was so behind us at the time. But like I never really knew your family, you never really knew my family, and it's like now the support is they're just like, you know what, we're so proud of you and everything that you've done.
Next question.
Oh, I've got a question that's probably not in the questions that we always get asked, but I think it's a good one.
It's probably in there. What is it?
What did you used to work as before you met me?
When someone goes like this, it means whisper. Too late. I bartended for 6 years. Well, I waitressed for 2 and then bartended for 4.
And in Florida, you make a ton of money.
Thank you for that. That saved me like 5 minutes of editing.
I know that's a ton of... And Brandy worked super, super, super hard. And this is a story I actually tell people all the time. Because people always ask, oh, that's another question I'm going to ask you. Or like, I will always get asked. I've got loads. But even like back home, bartending in Florida is a great job. You make so much money. And when Brandy came over to Scotland for the second or third time to visit, we were apart for 2 months. And Brandy saved up $10,000 in cash. But for the 2 months, like, she worked weekends, like 6 days a week, morning, noon and night, like worked so hard. Like, it was so crazy. She's not scared of hard work, believe it or not. She looks that glamorous, but she can
Put in the graph.
I've
I've been retired for nearly 3 years. So I can work.
Next question.
Will you always live in Scotland or will you go back to America? This is the same question my family wonder as well.
This is a question that's probably been on our minds since
COVID started.
probably last 2 years.
So I would say in the last like 5 months, we've been really talking about this pretty hardcore. We're very 50-50. We don't know what we want to do. I think at this point, we're just letting Nikki's job and career here determine. So right now, it still seems to be going like this after COVID. So at any point, once it starts going like this or like this.
And the other thing as well, like I just signed with a management company. Seemed to be like really good, and obviously like I only signed with them like a month ago, so there's nothing really can be done for this year. But next year, like, we've got loads of good ideas and loads of plans, and I'm really, really excited. And it's like, I've not done management for years. Like, I come off X Factor and I had a few managers and whatever, but since I started managing myself, I've made so much more money. I don't need to give commission to anybody. I can do and please whatever I want, which is great. But for people to, I don't know, push a wee bit extra further and whatever, it just seemed like the best idea to go with them. So it's just so hard. It's such a hard question.
So
Well, I
hard.
love it so much in Florida. And when Brandy moved here, she gave up everything to be with me, you know, gave up a life, a family, a job, left her parents.
But there are things here that I've found that I love here that I don't have back home. Back home will always in some form trump here, but I've lived there my whole life, and I try to remind myself of that I'm here, I'm young, I'm living in a different country. There's so many more travel opportunities here. Like, you guys can just hop on a flight and be in Paris in a few hours, like in Italy and Greece and all these really cool places. And back home, we just have like Mexico,
Bahamas and whatever.
So I think I'm trying to keep my mind outside of just COVID and remember that there is life to be had, but it's not making it easy saying that, like, if you're not vaccinated, you can't go out and all of this. And me and Nikki are very openly like, we're not vaccinated and we don't really plan on it. This was my own decision, and then he decided on his own, and we just came together. There's neither one of us are forcing the other not to do it.
And also, to add on to that, like, if you want to get vaccinated, you can get vaccinated. If you don't, you don't. But for us to travel to Florida, all we need is a PCR test. And
because America, they're not forcing it on like their citizens.
So we don't need vaccines to travel to Florida. So in my eyes, if it stopped me from going to Florida or whatever,
then we would get it.
Like, not to see family, then I'd get it. But if it means that I don't have to go to a nightclub, I don't care. I have a better time sitting in here with my wife with a £5 bottle of wine and just getting fucking pissed. We can play music to whatever time we want and dance with Belle.
Yeah. So to answer that question, yes, one day we will live in America.
We're very spontaneous people. We could be.
The only thing that's holding us back, and only in this aspect only, is Belle. Because it's not as easy to just jump on a plane with her. She has to go underneath the plane, and we do not want to do that. So we're kind of excited to see what
options after
post-COVID will hold, because I know that dogs her size could go in the cabin with us before COVID, but now since COVID, even dogs her size have to go underneath. So for international flights
plus,
to America,
it costs a lot of money.
Yes,
a lot of money.
So
next question:
Do you see yourselves having kids in the future?
100%.
We are able. We are willing. We don't even know if we can. We've never tried. I mean, we try, if you know what I'm saying. So if we are able, then we are willing. But 100% we want to. And you know what? I'm saying if we can't, but I just know that it is a possibility. And I'm preparing myself for that now. I'm prepared for either road that God takes us on.
And I feel like we're such on the same page, because know that we're not trying right now, but if it happens and it's meant to be by God in the universe, then kind of that's it.
We're not going to be mad.
That's the plan that God's got set out for us.
We do want kids, and whether we can have them naturally or we'll be adopting, it will happen.
Yeah.
Next question. Another one. Baby time. Are you going to have kids?
I honestly feel like that's what people want to see. Like,
I know.
Imagine.
I think people just assume like it's normal for people to just like couples to get married than kids.
Yeah.
But we got married fast, so we understand that, and there's so much more life to have
together, us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much more life to live. Favorite food. I'm gonna say my favorite American food and my favorite Scottish food. My favorite American food is like barbecue. Like, I love good barbecue, like pulled pork with good barbecue sauces and cornbread.
There's that place we go with your mum.
Dickie's.
It's nice. It's very, very nice. What's your favourite?
My favorite
UK
Scottish.
Well, I wouldn't say Scottish, because what you're going to say isn't Scottish.
My favorite UK food. What do you think I'm going to say?
You're going to say Chinese.
Oh.
But that's Chinese, but...
That doesn't... I wouldn't say that counts here, but the Chinese food here is absolutely incredible. Like, to die for. If I have a drink, I know I will be having Chinese the next day. I really love fish and chips, but I get really good fish in Florida too, so I can't say that. Honestly,
I don't know. You just like Chinese food here?
I just like Chinese food here, yeah. And everything that I cook is very Americanized.
What's my favourite American food?
Anything with buffalo hot sauce.
Chicken.
What's your favourite Scottish food?
You.
I am the furthest thing from Scottish.
I don't know. I like haggis, but and I like black pudding, but I don't know if that's Scottish. And
I have a Scottish food that I like.
What?
Cheesy beanos.
Don't know if that's Scottish.
I think that's Scottish.
I don't think they have the title for that.
Oh. Right.
That's a good Scottish food.
I love that. I like that a lot.
For all the Americans watching,
go find a British store near you and see if they sell this.
it's called
Iron Brew.
It's like world famous in the whole world because it's Scottish.
World famous in the whole world. Good England. Scottish delicacy you absolutely hate. Haggis.
What's that? Food?
I don't know if it actually means just food in general.
Why didn't I just say food and...
Delicacy, because I don't think delicacy actually means food. I think it could mean like... I don't actually know. I think you would just say food. Delicacy. I think it could be like... Delicacy. Like, are the Highlands a delicacy? Kilts? Bagpipes? I don't know. But
I don't know.
The only thing that I absolutely hate is haggis.
She tasted it once and the reason she hates it is because she knows what it is. That's it. Just basically needs to grow up.
Google helped. You don't eat vegetables. Who needs to grow up?
Who eats like a 5-year-old?
You.
Yep. Who's your new favourite new couple?
Jack and Zoe.
Jack Robertson and Zoe. Love them.
Our homies. Who is the worst at farting? I'm just gonna straight up say me.
That made me so happy. Because I didn't want to throw you under the bus, but I'm like, you just need to be transparent and honest with the people.
I'm gonna say it's me.
Brandy has got a good ass on her.
Well, we were sitting on his grand and papa's tonight for his grand's birthday, and he farted, and it was silent but deadly. They had no clue, and they were just old and talking away, and I'm like, oh, it smells so bad. And he was like, shut up. Why did you move over to Scotland and not stay in the US? Mainly because I was just a bartender and Nikki has like a full-blown career here. So it wasn't even a question at the time to go to Florida because his whole career is here. And it's not as easy for him to just start over as it was for me.
And I'm so grateful that, imagine like your daughter like only knowing a guy for like 2 or 3 years and then saying like that your parents being so understanding with your relationship. All your stepdad and your dad, all they do for me is say to me, just look after her. Like, that's it. They've never given me a big lecture. They've never even questioned their relationship. They just say, just take care of her. And like, I make sure, like, I always say to Brandy, like, whenever you're homesick or you're not feeling great or whatever, and you're missing your family, we'll be on a flight there. And yes, a 4,000 miles away, but it's literally an 8-hour flight, 10-hour journey, and we're there, you know.
How did you two meet? Oh, we already answered that. And who was interested first? It was pretty mutual. I mean, I approached you first.
But she never approached me. She never approached me like, oh, I'm going to chat him up. I don't think. She approached me. She approached me looking for a party, and I was going to like an area where the crew can only go, and she's like, oh, can I come? And I was like, no. Kind of wish I said aye, but I would have lost my job. But no, it was like pretty mutual after that. Did I message you first?
Mm-hmm.
This is Brandy saying, hope you enjoy the cruise.
I hope you're not missing it too much.
I hope you're not missing it too much. Like, nothing like too forward, and then Brandy just like threw it out all out there and said, oh, the next time you're in Tampa, like, I'll show you around, like, we can catch up. And I'm like, cool, see you next week.
And then we went on a first date, and he thought that we were...
First of all, she picked me up and I was in the car for 10 seconds and she flew over a speed bump at like 70 mile an hour and nearly killed us and cleaned us right out. So we never even made it to the first date almost because she nearly killed us.
I was nervous.
But I was nervous, but we spoke about like with such a, no deep conversation, but such an open and honest conversation that it didn't even feel like we were on a date or like it was we never even knew each other. But I thought leaving the day, I was like, oh, like, because it went so well, I never knew, in my head at the time, it didn't feel like, it felt like it was going well, but I thought, oh, it's too well, like, maybe she just wants somebody to hang out with, and I was alright with that.
Not like this to say bye.
Aye, so I'm leaving.
Okay, well, participate. He went to say bye.
You never done that.
No, I'm you.
Don't get makeup on when
okay,
you talk.
you be me. Or
no,
you be you.
You be you and I'll be me.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, oh, thanks so much, like, I appreciate it, like that.
And it was kind of just like one of these.
And then I just went boom. And then Brandy,
boom.
No, never headbutted her. And then we started kissing. And then I went, when we finished.
We like pulled apart and I was like, yep, come here.
She knew what she wanted.
I always get what I want.
And then we missed the worst part. So we kissed twice and I'm like, I feel like I'm 10 again, get my first kiss. And I'm like, oh, love you, bye. And close the car door. And I'm walking back to the ship and I'm like, oh my
And I was like,
God.
I called my sister. I was like, he just told me he loved me. And she's like, maybe that's what they do in Europe. I was like,
Achilles like,
maybe.
Our sister's like, maybe he's like a murderer. Maybe they're just crazy. They just say love you. But I don't know why. I just panicked and I was like, ugh.
Word vomit. Love you. Bye.
That was it.
Babies. Are you making a family? Most favorite thing to do together? Travel.
Traveling.
We have so much fun just on planes and in airports, and like we never like. It's so stress free when we travel. I love traveling with you.
But I would say a personal favourite for me is nights when we're just in here, like in a living room, and we're really drunk. We're playing country music. We're just dancing and singing to each other.
Oh,
it's
really
like we're a really old couple. I never listened to country music before I met Brandy, and now it's the only thing I listen to. I love it so much. Morgan Wallen, I love you. If you're watching.
Morgan Wallen, if you're watching this, I love you.
Imagine.
That was a good question.
Another question.
Favorite thing about each other and biggest pet hate about each other.
Brandy will hear for a minute.
No. My favorite thing about you is, besides you singing to me, because that's nice, and obvious, my favorite thing about you is how well we communicate with each other. My biggest pet hate is probably when we're in bed late at night and he decides to open up a packet of chips.
I knew you were going to say that.
Loud. And I've trained him now to not chew with his mouth open.
I'm not a fucking dog.
I've trained him. No, when we first met, he chewed like a friggin' madman. But now he chews with his lips.
No one ever called me out on it.
Well, I'm
but you.
Here to make you a better man.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
My pet. What is it?
Pet hate.
Pet hate.
That's what you guys call it. I call it like your pet peeve.
Pet peeve, pet hate. About you. Oh, like that's it. Like, the other day there, she hurt her finger on an umbrella. Right? And it's like, show them your thumb. She's got a dot on her thumb. And every 10 minutes,
it feels like there's like...
There's nothing sit back, there's nothing even there. It's actually pathetic.
Wait. You can kind of see it there, right?
You're crazy.
And it's hard. There's something in there.
No,
and he thinks that I pinched it.
She did. And she keeps, every 5 minutes, anything she touches, she'll be on her phone stroking, my thumb. So annoying, it drives me insane. I looked at her, went, do you want to go to the hospital? Because I'll take you and we'll sit for 6 hours for them to tell you you're absolutely crazy and there's nothing wrong with you. Also, she got a brand new phone case, but the phone case before this was a see-through phone case that had a pop socket on it that's been on it for like a year and a half. And
I got it 6 months ago when we were just in Florida.
well, 6 months ago. Anyway, the pop socket now was starting to peel off. And Brandy kept saying, oh, look, it's broken. It was literally sticking on by an inch of glue. It was clearly broken. Now, anyone else would take it off, clean it, and buy a new one. Brandy, it's broke. And the other night there, she went, oh, look, it's broken. I just grabbed the phone and the pop socket and threw it off the end of the bed. And she's like, what the are you doing? Like, she was going absolutely crazy.
Anyone would have.
But I've heard that this pop socket has been broken for
so
10
your pet hate is that I'm repetitive.
Just a bit petty stuff that you've got a dot in your thumb that's not even sore.
It is sore. How do you know it's not sore?
There's people dying in the world getting open heart surgery. Think they can?
I'm grateful for my health and I thank God for him all the time.
But there's nothing up with your thumb. Jesus.
There's a splinter in it.
So when I threw the phone off the end of the bed, that's when the new one got ordered for Amazon. Because after that I felt low-key bad because it bounced off the door and I was like, oh, just order a new one.
Do you mind being recognized while out and about? That's a weird question
It's
and
weird.
kind of awkward, but I love it. Like, because you can make so many friends through social media and stuff, and it's really cool.
I think a lot of people, I don't know if they're scared to come up and ask, but you just get a lot of people staring and a lot of people, like, you can just feel it. You can feel people just
Or
staring.
we'll be walking and I'll
people
hear
are just
people go,
taking-
oh, that's Nicholas McDonald.
I swear.
I hear it.
I'm like deaf anyway.
Here's two things that happened tonight. There's a girl that like I followed, like we followed each other on Instagram for like since I moved here, and we've never like we've kind of talked here and there, like whatever, like respond to each other's stories. And then tonight I went into that Jamie Genevieve shop, her new like that Vive pop-up shop, and she was working in there and she looked at me and she's like,
that was so
we're
nice.
Instagram friends. And I was like, and we were like, we kind of just like had
cute.
a moment, and I was like, oh my god, that was so nice. It's so cool to like
finally put a face to a name.
But like a real life person
yeah.
to an Instagram person.
Yeah.
It was cool.
What else happened? Oh, it was
we were walking down
a lane going to a car park. By the way, I don't hear or see any of this.
It was 3 like men outside, like they were like 30s, and they were standing outside of like this bar just like smoking, and one of them goes, that's Nicholas McDonald, and the other one goes, so it is, like that. And I was just like, and you just kind of, I feel bad because I heard it and you kind of want to turn around and like wave, but then you don't want to seem like bitchy. I don't know.
Or they'll be like, right, okay, I notice you, but you don't need to turn around and be like,
yeah, you can't really wave.
So I don't know, but it is nice. I love meeting people that supported me and you know that follow me and or see me on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, whatever it is. It's really nice to meet people.
Mm-hmm.
I could talk to a brick wall, so I just,
that is facts.
Just keep talking.
If you want kids, how many do you both want? Okay, if we want we do want kids, and if we have kids, if we can have kids, I think we'd have like 2 or 3.
2.
I think 2 or 3 is such a good number. That's it. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head. Do you ever regret moving to Scotland?
No. I don't regret it at all.
No.
I do think it would have been, COVID would have been better in Florida. Like surviving lockdown and all of that in Florida would have been so much better because they only really were in lockdown for like 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
And we were like 2 years. No, I think maybe for that aspect, maybe, but there's no point in having any regrets in it. Could you see us moving to Florida like soon?
It's just so hard because it's like the opportunities that I'm given now, it's like I feel like we just need to try and give it at least another year with this new management company and different things that's going on in the background just to see, like,
give it a chance.
Yeah, because to take into perspective for people, for me to go over to Florida, like I would be starting over again, like gigs wise, so the money would be really rubbish.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously Brandy had to give up her life to be here, but it just was easier for her to give up her career because it wasn't like a career that you were going to do forever.
No.
Whereas for me, I've tried to build on this since I was 14 and get a lucky break doing X Factor when I was 16, 17, and since then it's all I've ever done, it's all I ever know, and it's all I ever will do. But for me to go to Florida and try and start over again, which I've accepted that I will need to do, it's just like right now I'm just making, it's not even about the money, it's still, there's really good opportunities here. The money's still really, really good, and it's like, I don't know, my job is just really good here at the minute, and we're making good money, and it's, I keep saying money, but it's not down to that, but it kind of is. Like, realistically it is. I would go back to, if I went to Florida, I couldn't use the whole I was on X Factor, know that I use it here, but everyone knows that that's where I came from. So for me to go over to Florida and try and like be like, oh, I was in the X Factor in the UK, they'd be like, oh, cool, because you've got The Voice, America's Got Talent, American Idol, like so many big talent shows over there. So I mean, I love it there so much. Like, I actually love it, and I'm not just saying this. You know, I love it so much. So I don't know. Me and Brandy are we're very entwined. Is that the word? Intertwined. But we kind of just let life just
happen. Would you ever want me to get a full-time job?
I don't know. I think for me personally, it just works for us because we're so used to being with each other all the time that if you get a full-time job, like if Brandy goes on a girls' night out and I'm stuck in the house with Bella if I'm not working, I'm like, oh, this is boring. This is so lonely. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it would be good for you. I think, would you want to get a full-time job? I take that, I know.
Why do you think I'm trying to make a YouTube channel? If you still have questions and there's anything that we didn't answer, then drop them below, and if there's enough, maybe we'll do a part 2.
Also, get commenting below as well what kind of video you want to see. I know I ask it every time, but
it's just nice having ideas and catering to the people.
To the peoples.
Right. Thank you so much for watching and
Love
for
you guys.
all the support. Let us know what you want to see next. Like, comment, subscribe. Okay, see you next time.
Bye.